In a quiet village nestled between the golden sand dunes of Persia and the edge of a slow, green river, there lived an old couple whose love had ripened with time, like sun-dried figs. They had lived through wars and winters, raised children who had long since left for cities beyond the mountains, and tended a humble home wrapped in the scent of mint tea and old stories. One morning, as the sun crept across the cracked clay walls, the old woman rose with more energy than usual. Her husband, weathered by age and softened by love, watched her tie a cloth around her silver, streaked hair and step outside, carrying a basket of date seeds. He followed her slowly, leaning on his cane. "Where are you off to, wife?" he asked, squinting under the rising sun. "To the edge of the field," she said, smiling. "The ground is ready. It's time to plant the date palms." The old man chuckled, the lines around his eyes folding like worn parchment. "But dates take decades to grow. We'll be long gone before they bear fruit." She knelt at the dry earth, pressing seeds into the soil with care. "Yes," she said softly, "but someone planted the trees whose fruit we've enjoyed all our lives. I'm doing the same, for children not yet born, for lovers who will sit in the shade we never see." He was quiet for a moment, watching her hands work, rough and steady. Then he sat beside her, pushing his cane into the sand like a marker. "You always did love deeper than I understood," he whispered. She looked at him, her eyes filled with the golden patience of someone who plants not just seeds, but hope. "Real love," she said, "isn't just about holding hands while the fruit ripens. It's about planting when no fruit will come, at least not for us." The old man looked at the field now dotted with tiny mounds of earth. He imagined children running between the tall palms, their laughter echoing through leaves. He imagined sweet dates pressed into hands that never knew his name. Years passed. The old woman died one spring, just as the fields bloomed with wildflowers. Her husband, now slower and quieter, continued to water the tiny palms as if caring for a memory. Villagers often saw him sitting among the saplings, whispering stories to the wind. One day a traveler came upon the grove, now lush with young trees, and asked who had planted them. A woman who knew she'd never taste the fruit. The old man replied, his eyes shining. "Why?" the traveler asked. The old man smiled. "Because others planted for her, and she planted for us." When the man finally passed, the trees stood tall. Couples came to walk beneath them, lovers sat in their shade, and children played in the fallen leaves. The story of the woman and her seeds was told over tea and firelight. Their love had left no monuments of stone, only shade, sweetness, and a legacy rooted in kindness. Moral of story is that real love builds legacies.